Good afternoon, I'm Joe Okal, the online editor of the Freeman. Thank you very much for joining us on a Friday and welcome to the Freeman Conversations. Hundreds of Filipinos have benefited from education opportunities in the United States for many years, and today we will be talking about how you can possibly get one of those opportunities. Joining us are representatives from Education USA. We have Princess Grace Wooden. She's a graduate of the Bachelor of Secondary Education in Library Science from St. Louis University in Baguio City. She worked as a teacher librarian at SLU and an academic librarian in its libraries. Before joining Education USA, she was the Deputy Director of American Center Manila and the Country Coordinator of the 14 American Corners of the Philippines. A strong supporter of studying abroad programs, and she believes that there are countless benefits from studying overseas. Our other guest is Christine Grace Catindig. She is an Education USA advisor and a cultural affairs specialist at the US Embassy in the Philippines. She graduated from the University of the Philippines, but she also studied at Utica College in New York as the sole Filipino Global Undergraduate Scholarship Awardee of the Philippine Fulbright Commission and the US Department of State. Welcome to the Freeman Conversations, Princess and Christine Grace. Welcome here and Grace. Welcome to the program, and of course, welcome to Cebu. Thank you very much for dropping by. You have good news for all of us today.
Yes.
Okay. On February 28th will be a big day for Education USA here in Cebu, but even days before that, you've been around.
Yes. Yes, we're actually here. Christine and I arrived here in Cebu last Wednesday to promote our upcoming Education USA Fair. That's this coming February 28th. It will be in Radisson Blu Hotel, and it will be from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's open to all, so we welcome everyone who wants to, to learn about studying in the US, or if you have questions about studying, the application process, and the like. So that's why we are here. We're promoting it. We visited schools. We even go to Commission of Higher Education to, do a courtesy call and request for their help also to promote the event.
Yeah, so the University Fair is our biggest event each year. So we have been doing it for 4 times now in Manila, and we have done it for the first time last year in Cebu. And there were 19 US universities that went, but they realized Cebuanos are amazing and well deserving of scholarship. So now there are 35 US universities that are going to come to meet Cebuanos and even people from neighboring regions. So it's a free event. And basically, our goal is to promote awareness to anyone interested in studying in the States, to demystify the process, to those people who think that that's not me, I'm not going to get into a US university, because there are a lot of opportunities. So we're just bridging the gap between local schools and also US universities.
And I think Cebu is a nice target place to be in because it's a melting pot of people from not only from the Cebu province and even Region 7, but even from Mindanao.
Yes, that's
Many of them are here in Cebu. Okay, how was the visit to Ched?
Yeah, it was great. They're very welcoming. Although Dr. Maximo was not there, but they welcome us, and then they said that they'll be promote our fair, and they've been a strong supporter of Education USA. Actually, right now there's an arrangement, or we're doing a memorandum of agreement with them, but it's still in the works, and then we're working with the Ched in Manila, so hope that we'll have more collaboration with them in promoting international education.
On February 28th, this is, what day is this?
Thursday.
Thursday, 30, right? Representatives from
35.
35, okay. That's a better news. 35 schools, academic institutions in the US will be there at the fair. Okay. What can the people expect? Those who are interested to join the fair that day, what can they expect?
I think one of the things that they can expect is that it will be a hub for learning and also strategizing. So we will have a program space, we're planning to do that, where students can interact with admissions officers and actually ask them, how do I write a strong essay? How can I present my best self? And students who plan to study college even in the Philippines, but eventually want to do their master's or an exchange program, can use those learnings and apply it to wherever they will end up in. So we will also encourage everyone really to do their online research prior to the fair, because they can expect it to be very casual. Admissions officers are not scary at all. They make college decisions, which is a lot to take in, but
Right.
They're just looking for a person who's a good fit to their university. And since Filipinos have a lot to offer, what they can do is just converse with the admissions officer and ask them questions that they would otherwise not access online.
That's right. That's right. So it's different when you really talk to someone in
Yes.
person.
Yes.
Yeah, and to talk to someone who really knows what
Exactly.
you're talking about.
Mhm.
And then these are admission representative and they have the say when a student apply to their university or to their college. So it's good to be there and talk to them personally and pick their brains in a way to get the first-hand information directly from them.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? So there will be booths from
Yeah,
different
exactly.
academic institutions, and you can go to any booth when you
Yes.
go. Is this for free?
This is for free. All of our services are for free. And the reason why we do this really is because we promote international education because we want to attain peace. Because when
Right.
students go to the States to study, they become cultural ambassadors. So they get to bridge the divides between cultural misunderstandings,
That's
political
true.
issues and stuff. So that's our entire goal. Yeah. Well, change the world.
Change the world.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
One student at
One
a time.
student at a
One
time.
student at a time. Okay, what do they need to bring? Should they want to go?
Yes, well, they have to bring their best questions or the questions as mentioned by Christine. They can do the research, they can visit the different websites of these US universities and colleges.
Will you have an initial list of the schools
Yes.
beforehand?
Yes, we
Okay.
do have that and we'll publish that on our website and even in the US Embassy website and in the Education USA Facebook page.
Yes, just go to Education USA Philippines, whether on Instagram, on Facebook, and you can register there. So basically, all the pre-registrants who will use the form in our Facebook page will be able to get a goodie bag from the embassy, and that has a notebook, pen, and other goodies that they can use during the fair. But for walk-in registrants, I would just suggest having a list of your questions, even if your dream US university is not there. And I cannot stress this enough because I've been there.
Yeah.
And you always think, oh, I wanna ask a question to this popular university. The thing is about the fair, the good thing about it is that even though your dream university is not there, you can still ask admissions officers who have the same line of thinking. So that will give you an idea of what you can adopt from that conversation that you can use in applying to your chosen university in this
Right.
case.
How do you choose the universities to participate in the fair?
Yeah, so we announced in our network because Education USA is part of a network that has more than 170 advising centers in the world. Here in the Philippines, we're still working on establishing our first ever Education USA Center here in Cebu. But right now, since we're only in Manila, what we do is we connect with the help of our other colleagues from other Southeast Asian countries to get the word out that, hey, there are a lot of Southeast Asian students that are awesome and would make great additions to US universities. So basically, we told them that we're going to conduct fairs. So basically, it's going to happen from the month of February to March. So they can hop from one country to another, and then US universities just sign up, as long as they're accredited by the Department of Education.
I see, okay. Yes, Princess.
Yes, so that's how we invite US University. We know that not all of them, there are 4,700 US universities and more. But of course, they cannot come depending on their schedule, depending on their budget and the like. But I think the list of US universities and the number, the 35 US universities coming,
That's
it's already a
substantial.
lot.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, as Kristen mentioned, if your dream university will not be there,
Don't be
it's still,
discouraged.
yeah, it will be. And then we know that the time of the fair will be from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And if you're planning to go to the 35, that would not be enough. The time is not be enough, right? So it
That's
would be
true.
good to do your research and choose the university,
choice.
like top 10 university from the 35 and then focus on them. And then if you have more time during the fair, then you can visit the other universities.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, because for example, will your university be there? I mean, college?
Yes. I got him to come, the representative, for the first time ever. They haven't visited the Philippines before. And then I saw my dean at a conference in the States. We had a mission trip for the Commission on Higher Education. And then I saw my dean there, and then she said, we want more Filipinos, what can we do? Come to the Philippines, so they're gonna be here.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Utica College was, if I'm not mistaken, it was established by Syracuse.
That's right.
So,
And then it became an independent being.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, even if your dream university is Syracuse, Utica will be there, so
Yeah,
definitely that can
exactly.
bridge.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, let's talk about your experience. How's it? What's the benefit of studying in the U.S. aside, of course, from the obvious benefits
Traveling.
traveling and being just studying in the U.S. alone? But what else? What else can you get from international exposure to international academics?
Yeah, I certainly fell in love with the experience of being an international student because we're a developing country and I'm a believer that we have a quality education here in the Philippines. But there are a lot of advanced programs and facilities that are not here yet.
Right.
So when I was there, I was surprised that the Filipino public can do this, but our resources are somewhat limited right now, which is okay. That means there's room for growth. And I realized that if I learn how they do things here and bring that back to my university and let other people know that, hey, there's a world out there that we can learn from and adapt from. So I think the professional exposure, that mindset of going all in and knowing how you can tap an international network to provide for your own country has been very valuable for me. And then there's also the fact that I got to immerse myself in the culture. So Broadway is fun, traveling is fun, seeing national parks is very, very exciting because you get to realize that the United States is not just what you see in the media. It's not just New York, it's not just California, there are a lot of states.
Right, and you get to experience it firsthand.
Yeah, and you get to meet people as well that you think, oh, maybe they won't like me because usually in movies, they will say that, oh, you know, you're Asian, so you're being bullied, which wasn't true at all because I had the best time of my life and had such amazing friends. The only thing that was missing when I was there was that they did not know what the Philippines is. And there were people who would ask me, why do you speak English so well? And I would say, because Filipinos study it for more than 9 years.
Yeah, I mean, from the first time.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's those are some of the things that I've gained. Definitely the international network, the quality of education, and also the relationships that you get to build.
Because we have to face it, fact is, we may have excellent academic institutions in the Philippines, but there are better places to go to if we want to learn more.
Exactly, and the United States is a front runner in so many industries. So when you're there, yeah, you're studying, but also when you go out of your campus environment, you get to see the companies, you get to do unpaid internships, you get to volunteer and shadow someone. So that exposure does not have to end within the barriers of the university.
Right, right. Okay, you were a Fulbright scholar, which means you studied for free?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so let's make it clear to those who might be interested because entering a school is different from also getting a fellowship or a scholarship.
It's a great
so
question.
you guys might want to talk about how you exactly do that one by one.
Okay. For Education USA, if you are students who wants to study in the US, actually the process we break it down to five steps. The first one is researching your option, and then the second one is financing your studies. The third one is completing the application, and then if
It can take a lot of time.
Yes, it's take a lot of time. So if you've done your research, you know how to finance your studies. You find financially that will support your studies. It can be partial or like for sure it's a full ride. So and then when completing the application, which is as you mentioned, it may take a lot of time, right? Researching and preparing and the like. So, and then if you're done with that, you got into a university, then you prepare for your student visa. That's the fourth step. And then you depart already. So we conduct pre-departure orientation. So that's the basic, the 5 steps. That's the guide that we always share to the public, to the students, the 5 steps to US study. Although when you try to break it down, we help students wherever they are in the process, whether they need us in the first step where they're doing the research, like finding a university that best fits them, depending on their requirements or depending on their wants and on their needs, or what is the, why does the student want to study there? What does they want to achieve? Or what is, what's the goal at the end? So we help them from the first process into the 5th process. So it's up to the students where they want us to come in, but we would like to let them know that we can help them along those areas.
Yeah, so a USA basically is for the general college application process. And a Fulbright program, and the program that I was in was a Fulbright grant. It's called the Global Undergraduate Exchange Program. So basically, if you want to choose your US university, come to EduSA. We'll help you find the best fit university for you. But when it comes to Fulbright, Fulbright reserves the right to place you in a US university depending on where the US Department of State deems that you're a great fit for.
Right.
Because they have partner US universities.
So you were in an undergraduate Fulbright program. So you studied there while you were still in UP?
Yes, that's
Okay.
right. Because there was this point when I was in my senior year and I felt like, this is so awesome. Like I fell in love with the campus and I was fangirling about it, and I was in class and I was like, this is so fun. The university professors, when I come in the classrooms, like my mind is blowing right after. And I said, there must be something more because I'm so amazed by this type of education. What's out there? And then when I searched, there's this website, Fulbright website, and they go by the name Philippine American Educational Foundation. And then I found that Global U-Grad program, and it was a very wonderful addition to what I've learned in UP.
You must be an outstanding student because it's not easy to get into a Fulbright program, right?
That's true.
Okay, so what does it take for a student or even a graduate who would want to pursue a master's or PhD to get into scholarships or fellowships?
Oh, that's a good question. So I think for Fulbright, they carefully lay out all the requirements, and the best source for that would be their website. So just go search Fulbright Philippines. But in general, talking about non-Fulbright and Fulbright scholarships, a lot of US universities offer financial aid to students. They have federal aids, like the one I received. They have also institutional aids.
Right.
So there are a lot of US universities in the States that prepare a certain budget before the year starts, and then they will just say, our target this year is to meet someone who excels in being an athlete. So our recommendation for those athletic students would be to keep a portfolio of your accomplishments. If you have been featured in a news article, definitely compile those. But then in general, if you're academically competent, we have what we call merit-based aid.
Right.
So keep your grades up. And then for other students who don't test well, that's okay because there are test optional schools in the States. There are scholarships that you can get even if you don't have the best grades, because US universities are so holistic. So you don't have to define yourself as successful just because you have high grades. You can be many things. If you excel in public speaking, if you excel in doing artworks and design, then there are special scholarships for that.
And there are schools specific.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There are specialized
specialties,
schools.
right.
Yeah, so there are so many scholarships. I think it's just about putting your best foot forward and knowing what your strengths are. Because a lot of kids these days, they have a lot of stories. Similar with what you see on their Instagram, there are so many photos. But then you have to keep in mind that, wait, what part of these stories will actually introduce me to the university as someone who is worthy of being part of their community?
Okay. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but the whole process really begins with identifying what you really want to study.
Exactly.
Because-
See, he's an advisor. Join
Because if you don't know what you want to study, how can you identify the school where you want to study in? So I think that's something that our future, those who are interested, might keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely. You have to know yourself first. And
That's true.
a lot of students, they
It
ask,
sounds so cliche, no?
yeah,
But
yeah,
it's
you
really,
have to
it's
know
really true.
what
Yeah.
you want. We have students come in at the embassy and they will say, just give me any university, I'll apply.
That's
And then we
not-
said,
that's not
we
gonna
don't
work.
know what you want.
Yeah.
When you survive in the cold, we'll put you in Minnesota, you're gonna be fine. Yeah.
That's right. Did you choose your university?
No, because it's a part of the
Right.
Philippine Fulbright Commission's program, so they placed me because they thought I was the best fit, and it was a good fit.
Yeah, in addition to that, I think the students have to really know what they really want and what
Yeah.
they really need. The fact that the program will not be a year, it actually depends for
Yeah.
a 4 year. Will you be able to survive that?
Yeah.
So that's part of, thinking, is this really what I want? Will I
Yeah.
survive for the whole program? Because
Right.
it's not because someone likes to go there, you want to go there, or if some parents would tell you that this is the best school that you have to go. Each you have to find, I really like it, and
Yeah.
then you have a plan afterward. It's not that you got into the school, you go there. That's not the end. Actually, that's the beginning of a lot more, and So So you have to learn and know what you really want and what do you want to accomplish.
I think one interesting question now, if you're applying for the US, is that can you stand the cold spell? Should it happen again? Okay, what do they need? I asked this earlier. What do they need to bring during the fair? They need to bring documents, resume.
That's up to them. If
Okay.
they did
Portfolio.
their research, if they did their research, and let's say, for example, Savannah College of Arts and Design will come to the fair, and that's an amazing creative school. So if the student would specifically like to go to SCAD, then bring your portfolio so that the admissions officers can evaluate it and tell you might need to work on this. This looks great. Things
Okay.
like that. So part of the online research is checking their requirements. But in general, you don't have to. If you don't have it yet, that's okay. Because the admission season actually starts some starts in August, some starts from September to December, and others have rolling admissions. Yeah.
But the application process,
Yeah.
should you want to get in,
Yeah.
begins
We'll start.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. The
Begins
research
now.
begins now. Yeah.
You're really an advisor, you know.
Yes. Can we take you with us? Back to the embassy.
Okay, there's a question, how do we avail the student advising services of Education USA?
Yes, our advising is for everyone. So if you have questions, we know that your question will be your office is in Manila at the US
Yes.
Embassy. How can we reach you? Okay, so we have our Facebook page. We are very active on that on social media. We also have our Gmail account, Education USA Philippines at gmail.com. They can just shoot us an email and then ask us their questions and we reply to that. We can also do an advising using a Skype or a call with them. So there are a lot of ways to connect with them, wherever they are here in the Philippines. So that's the advising that we offer. So any questions that you want to ask about college in the US, application process, they can shoot us a message and we'll surely respond to them. There are 3 advisors at the US Embassy, Christine and I, and we still have Pia. So we make sure that when you're watching, we'll make sure that we'll answer all the inquiry from the
So
students.
at least Facebook and
Yeah,
Gmail.
just Facebook
Yes.
and Gmail. But the sky is the limit. All we need really is time to plan outreaches. We're not beyond visiting schools. Should
Right,
there be
yeah.
a need for several students to apply successfully to US universities? Just last year, we trained more than 130 guidance counselors, and we had about 60 here in Cebu because they wanted to know how can we advise students since
Yes.
we're not here. So those are services that we provide for free.
But hopefully you'll be opening an office here.
Yes. So
Education
We're working on that.
yeah, we're working on that. But you'll definitely hear about it.
Definitely. When you were in the US, if I can just go back, what were your considerations going there?
I was just thinking of the cost because I have a very sob story that my dad left and all that. So I was supporting my mom. If I'm gonna be gone, I cannot work because it's on a student visa. So that was my main
Oh,
consideration.
right.
Yeah.
Because I think that's something we need to really make clear to everyone.
Yes.
If you are on a student visa, you cannot work.
Exactly. If your goal is to work, reevaluate. Is it really the time? Maybe it's not the right program for you.
And you shouldn't
Yeah.
take advantage of your student visa
Yeah, exactly.
to go around.
Yeah, because you can
Working.
work in the States. Apply for a work visa,
Yeah.
Study there, go back here, apply for a work visa, that's fine. But yeah, so students actually have an opportunity to work, but only if it's approved by their international office and Homeland Security. So we have what we call optional practical training or OPT. So when you apply for OPT, you're earning credits toward your degree, but you're earning American wage as well, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So there are universities that offer those options. So yeah, you can consider it.
And you violate, if you violate the visa,
Don't violate. Don't think of
jail time. guys. All right. What else? What else were your considerations going there aside from that?
Yeah, I was just scared. I think that I wouldn't fit in. I think everyone experiences that. But then when I was there, I realized that you will never have a more perfect time to understand who you are as a Filipino until your nationality is juxtaposed to other nationalities.
Right.
Which is really awesome. And then you realize, okay, this is why I'm a Filipino and this is how I'm going to represent my country. It's a service reading. And when I realized that, I said, okay, that consideration that, things may not go well for me socially were already gone at the back of my mind because I saw what's there and the opportunity that was given to me. So,
That's right. And US or not, really the best way, oftentimes the best way for us to really understand our country is to leave the country so we can take a look at it in a different perspective.
Yeah, Jose Rizal I don't know if he's the first ever exchange student, but he was an exchange student. He studied it overseas. So from there you can see that it has impacted the Philippines longer than we know.
Okay. One of the salient points also in studying abroad is that there are those who extend illegally. Usually most of the requirement is that after school you have to come back to your country. What happens if you don't?
If you don't, then you'll be deported. Once caught, you'll be deported. And we don't encourage it because people who do that will be exposed to very tricky scenarios. Like let's say, for example, you're an international student. You're not allowed to work outside because it's not OPT. You want to be a cook or something. And then you do that. Do you think your employer is going to give you the rights for a regular employee? They're not.
Right.
What they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, you're not even going to earn minimum wage. You're going to work long hours. And you don't have any protection. So always think about the rules that you have to follow because the rules are there to keep you safe.
Yeah, in addition to that, for example, you finish your degree, why not come back first to the Philippines? And then if you really want to pursue your career there, you can apply and change for your visa, for a working visa. And then the fact that you finish your degree, you already have that, then it would be, you have advantage in when applying to a company in the United States. So it's always good to follow rules. So.
Absolutely. And I think it's always noble to come back and share what we've learned from outside. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. You have to make your dream mean something for others.
That's right. Okay, announcements. Your message, please, to the Cebuanas who are watching us right now and to everyone actually around the world. We are streamed.
Yes, thank you very much for having us for this afternoon. To the viewers who are watching there, thank you for watching us. And then, our announcement is join our fair. If you are here in Cebu or you're in Mindanao, closer to Cebu, and you want to attend our fair, please be at the Radisson Blue Hotel on February 28. That will be Thursday. We're open from the event is from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So we encourage you to register early. We have our registration link available in our social media pages. What is good there if you register is you will not be part of the line when you go when you attend the fair. Just present that here is your confirmation and then you go inside the fair venue. But of course, just in case you were not able to sign in or registered, you can still do the walk-ins. Just be patient with the line, but you eventually can enter our fair venue. So that would be here in Cebu, but for those who are not from Cebu, or not closer here, but closer in Manila, we also have a fair in Manila. That would be in March 1. That's right after the Cebu Fair. So,
by the way, will there be a limit on the number of people who can join the fair?
No. So we make sure that the venue is spacious enough to accommodate everyone to that space. So as I mentioned, we also have in Manila, that would be March 1 from 1 to 4 p.m. in Shangri-La at the Fort. So please be there. Come and join us.
Yeah, and hopefully in future years we can have one in Mindanao as well.
Yes. Oh, that's you. See, our cultural affairs officer was so passionate about international education because he was an exchange student himself. Always says that. Mindanao is next.
Yes. So again, reminders to all interested here in Cebu, Education USA will be at Radisson Blue Hotel on February 28th, that's a Thursday, and right after that on March 1 in Manila, and hopefully in the future in Mindanao. Thank you very much, Princess and Christine, for dropping by. Thank you for visiting us on our 100th year anniversary. Thank you very much. And to all of you, please stay tuned for more announcements and reminders You can follow Education USA on Facebook and you have a Twitter account.
Yes, Education USA Philippines. Just search us and we'll be there.
And more questions, they can accommodate your questions. Education USA.
At Gmail.
Gmail.
Yeah. Education USA Philippines at gmail.com. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very
Thank
much.
you so
Once
much.
again for being here, and to all of you watching, thanks for joining us today. And join us again next time, because as we say here in the Freeman Conversations, every story is a conversation. And Jobert Okaw, the online editor of the Freeman, will see you again next time.